Okay. We are coming back from closed session at 7:12. Is that okay for you? I've been getting a hard time about my timing.
7-11.
Okay. Moving into open session, consent calendar, draft minutes, regular meeting from May 12th.
Wait,
You need to
no,
report
you
out.
have to-
Oh, sorry. See, I'm trying to get us going. The report out from our closed session is no reportable action. There we go. Now, open session, item F, consent calendar, draft minutes of regular meeting of May 12th, and bills paid. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, pretty straightforward, huh? I didn't see anything. Anything from the public? All right. Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, a little unanimous action there. Item G, public comment open for time for items not on the agenda. They're scrolling their phones to see what their notes are.
I got it. This is too long.
Got you. All right. Nothing from the public. Going to item H. Resolution number 2026-05, determining the 2026-2027 appropriations limit on tax proceeds.
Yeah, let me get to that page.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a standard item, ministerial in nature. It comes up every single year. We are required to update our appropriations limit. This information also gets incorporated into our annual audits. All of the information used to update this actually comes from the California Department of Finance. And then my line down here, just to be clear on it, this does not represent an increase in tax rates to residents. This simply is sets our spending limit on how much we can spend in terms of revenue received via property taxes and special assessments. The limits are much higher than we are anticipating receiving, so we're all right.
Very cool. Anybody have any questions? No? Questions from the public? All right.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We good, Tiffany?
I'm starting to raise my hand.
Oh boy, all right. Item H2, fiscal year 26-27, pay schedules of all positions.
This is again an exercise we go through every year, almost exclusively in June. This applies to the next fiscal year. Just a few items of note on this. All of the pay schedules that are in here are what was incorporated into the budget that the board approved last month. So there's no impact that isn't already budgeted and planned for. And one other note, as you are aware, we are currently in negotiations for a successor MOU with the firefighters. The wages stated for all firefighter personnel are in accordance with our current MOU. I would assume when we conclude negotiations that those would likely be subject to change, at which point we will come back or you will update the pay schedule at the same time as approving any subsequent successor MOU.
Okay, perfect. Anybody have any questions there? Anything from the public? All right.
I'll motion to approve financial year 2026-27 pay schedule.
All right, we got a second right there. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Tiffany's nodding her head, so I can keep going. Item H3, district manager report.
Yeah, well, in our spirit of marching to the sea here, I don't really have a lot. I've been working on mostly stuff that is in here. The only thing I would kind of update the board on is that the county has started the process for updating tax rolls for special assessment purposes for us. This is our park tax, our fire tax, as well as our streetlight assessment. That process will conclude in early August. There are several steps that have to go through between now and then. So we will be working on all of that. When I say we, I mean me. But all of those will be updated. Typically, right now what's budgeted for is where they sat at the for this current fiscal year. Things like square footage tend to increase a nominal amount over the years. For the park tax, it's based on a per unit assessment, so sometimes people add ADUs or whatever, which count as a unit. I don't believe that any of the homes under construction or even primarily built at Legacy will become part of the active tax roll, and they'll still be considered vacant lots, so they'll be taxed at that rate. But that's one of the things that's coming down the pipe. That's really all I have for a verbal report on the district manager, but if there's any other questions on stuff that you think I should have touched on, I'm happy to do so.
All right.
Eric, do we know how close Legacy is?
No,
Because, I mean, when I drive by, it looks like there's quite a few houses almost finished.
On the outside.
they are building, that would be a better question really for the county. I know that, you know, just because the house is built doesn't mean it's been cleared all inspections and has been released for occupancy. I know that they have some other things that they have to work on, that the county is putting on them, that they haven't quite dotted i's or crossed t's on yet. So I don't know that answer, Bill. I mean, to your point, they're coming along, but they're coming along kind of on a parcel by parcel, unit by unit basis. So, I mean, there's some parcels they haven't even broken ground on yet.
Right, I know
So, I would assume also that their intention is ideally to finish off a parcel, close it out, because each one of those represents, or each block, I want to say, they put in like 4 different building applications with the county for various stretches of those homes. So I imagine that they're going to try to finish those section by section and ideally get people moved in as quickly as possible because they want the home sold.
Right. Well, the sales office has been open before they broke ground.
Yeah,
so-
well,
Right.
exactly. They'll be, and if that's the case, you'll have people living there while houses are actively being built
Right,
next door.
around them.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of an interesting scenario. We're still waiting on information from them to deal with the street light issue. So I don't know. It's a little unorthodox. I don't know if you have any other further updates on that.
No, just like you said, several lots, they haven't even started work yet, so I'm not sure exactly what their strategy is with building the homes. It could be, like Eric said, they're pulling certain permits for a block of homes, and they'll pull permits for the next block, I'm not really sure, but it's, the homes that are under construction seem to be spread out, while those that are nearly finished, so I haven't been able to really understand their strategy.
Well, as soon as they rename it the Legacy at Marinwood, it's gonna be, they'll sell them all. Move them into the neighborhood. All right, any other questions? And I know you may not be able to respond to this because it's not necessarily on the agenda, but your report is a little open-ended. Do we have any movement on the building on the other side of the hill?
Retirement home?
The retirement home?
I actually heard from him just yesterday. I owe him a response. I haven't had time to respond. But I think he did, you know, he recognizes that where they're at now, getting through that process, they're not gonna be able to get construction and everything started on that
On
road
that
prior
timeline.
to the end of this year. So, once I talk to him, I'll have a better update for you guys
Okay.
next month.
Another year.
Great, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You
no, I
know,
hear you.
I feel like they are certainly getting closer.
Yeah, my brain was just wandering in that direction, so that
Yeah,
just sparked.
that road and bridge is a massive undertaking.
For sure.
Beyond the facility itself, because you're dealing with so many environmental regulatory agencies on that, and that's a lot of hurdles to cross, to clear with crossing Miller Creek.
Right.
Almost
I want
like,
it done well.
almost like building a facility near the creek.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, perfect, thanks, Eric, we appreciate your hard work. All right, item I, oh, sorry, I should have said, any questions from the public? You guys have been chatty tonight, I forgot. I know, I literally wrote in here, ask for public comment.
At each line.
Yes, I don't want to forget. I have Jeff Smith in the house, I want to give him his time to talk. All right. Okay, that sounds like a no. Item I, fire department matters, number 1, resolution 2606, authorizing the district manager to execute a second amendment to the joint exercise of powers between the city of Santa Fe and Marinwood.
Great. Before I get into this, I did want to introduce, and I know that Chris and Lisa have met him already, Thomas Wong, who's sitting over here, works as the senior management analyst for the city of Santa Fe, specifically within the fire department. He played a big role in helping us put all of this together. So just to introduce Thomas real quick and say thanks again.
Yeah,
He's
thank you very much. Appreciate
He's
it.
also a Marinwood resident.
Yes, it is. Yes.
He is, but he's a tremendous resource to both agencies, without a doubt. I call on Thomas often for information or questions, so I appreciate him showing up tonight. Obviously, the staff report for this isn't nearly as detailed as it was last month. We went over this in depth in terms of the grand kind of framework initiative plan that we can jointly created with the city. Included in here, you'll see resolution 2026-06, as well as the associated proposed second amendment to our joint exercise of power agreement between Santa Fe and Marinwood. This is more commonly referred to as our shared services agreement. Also included in here for your reference, I included the original joint exercise of powers agreement as well as the first amendment, because when you're reading through the second amendment, it references things in the other two that if you don't see them, don't make a lot of sense. You got to pull it all together into one. But again, during our last board meeting on May 12th, you all were presented with a very detailed proposed framework that was developed by representatives from both agencies over a series of many months to get to that point. I did include the link for that staff report just in case anybody was interested in revisiting that. In short, we contemplated 3 phases towards a larger regional fire service delivery model. The first phase being a second amendment to the existing shared services agreement. That's what you're being presented with today. The second phase is a potential transition to a contract for services arrangement wherein Marinwood would contract with the city to provide for all staffing and related services and supplies, potentially effective as soon as fiscal year 27-28. And then the third phase would be a larger transition to a comprehensive regional service delivery model that ideally would allow Marinwood CSD to dissolve their legal responsibility for fire protection and emergency services altogether. All I've really focused on here is phase 1 because that's the action in front of the board at this point in time. And then I tried to jot down some key points in terms of what this proposed second amendment would include in order that they appear in the amendment. We have extended the termination clause, which was or is currently 90 days to 365 days. So you need to provide 365-day notice for either agency to back out of this. Allows for some protection for both agencies to plan in the event that that happens. The district will use good faith efforts to hire only firefighter paramedics to fill any vacancies in the firefighter rank. We are committing to that. The city shall provide reimbursement to the district for paramedic incentive pay that may be earned by members in the rank of engineer who also hold a certified paramedic license in the event that they are the only paramedic working on a shift. So not full-time, just if they get on a shift and they're the only paramedic on that shift, they will earn compensation for deploying their paramedic skills appropriately. The compensation appropriately, not the skills. And then the city shall provide the district the services of their fire mechanic to service the Marinwood Fire Department apparatus at no labor cost to the district, but the district would pay for all parts and materials at cost. This is in most circumstances. There are times where engine maintenance exceeds capabilities of the Santa Fe shop and does have to go to a third party, at which point that would still be on us. The city shall provide the district with chief officer services at no cost to the district. We currently contract with the city and provide funding to the city for chief officer services, so this would stop the funding portion, but the services would remain the same. And then the city will provide the district with a service fee of $350,000 to supplement existing fire services that are budgeted for 26-27. If for some reason this agreement was to carry into 27-28, the services fee would increase from $350,000 to $500,000, and in every subsequent year it would be adjusted by CPI or up to 5%. So it would either be 3% CPI or 5%. So it wouldn't be lower than 3, it wouldn't be higher than 5. And then the district and the city mutually agree to continue working collaboratively towards reorganization of fire and EMS services to a comprehensive regional model that I just mentioned. Otherwise, all other aspects of the existing joint exercise of powers agreement would remain unchanged. Through the Second Amendment, obviously this would represent a significant financial inlay to the district. I listed out many ways that this is going to benefit the district. And then just in terms of next steps, right now we're here, June 9th, presenting to this board for approval. Assuming you guys approve, this would be on the agenda for June 15th at the city council meeting, at which point they'll approve, and then we will fully execute the agreement there and after. We would be spending almost immediately thereafter time looking at and seriously considering phase 2 and phase 3 and the steps that would be needed or the analysis needed to get to that point. Again, my staff recommendation on this for the board action is to approve resolution 2026-06. Additionally, to direct the district manager and members of the Marinwood CSD ad hoc committee to continue working in partnership with representatives from the city of Santa Fe in considering a more formal, sustainable, and long-term regional approach for the delivery of fire protection and emergency services.
Excellent, thank you. Appreciate that overview. Anybody have any questions?
I think there were
Comments? Right? Nothing?
Nope.
All right. I also want to say thank you. We've been in a few meetings together, and I have always been impressed with the way you bring all the knowledge that you have to our meetings. I think it has really, really moved us along faster than I anticipated. So I want to appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Comments from the public? All
We're
right.
all just gonna stare at you guys.
Yeah, there we go. I have some, yeah, I'll leave it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There we go.
It's exciting.
It is. We're hopeful that Santa Fe follows through on Monday and we really kick this thing into
It's on the
gear.
consent calendar, so
Okay, that's fantastic.
that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
It's a big first step towards a much longer road.
For sure. But we gotta take the first step before we can take all the others that follow.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
exciting to take
Yeah.
that first step.
Yeah. Hopefully that excites you guys too.
It does.
Yeah, good, good. All right, item I2, Chief Officer Report and Activity Summary. Thank
Okay.
you so much for being here.
Oh, sure. I'd also like to thank Thomas Wong. He was one of the architects and did a great deal of heavy lifting with this agreement process. And a lot of the success is credited to Thomas. So I'd just like to personally thank him as well.
No, you gotta come.
We wouldn't have this fancy hat without
Right?
it.
Thanks for coming to the next meeting too.
I was gonna say, we're your pump up staff. Anytime you're feeling down, just take a shout.
Gonna start showing up to all the meetings.
We'd love to have you guys.
So just a brief report this evening for you, just a few items. First of which is a staffing update. I'm not sure if Eric has updated you on the good news that an offer has been made and accepted to a firefighter paramedic applicant. This applicant was recently vetted by San Rafael and found to be a worthwhile candidate. Unfortunately, we just didn't have an opening at the time. So along came the opening from Marinwood, and he is moving through the process now. And Eric, I don't know if you have an update since the last time we talked.
All I would say is he's signed his conditional offer letter, background has been initiated, so we're moving forward on that, and then he'll go through physical evaluation and some other pre-hire steps. Once that's completed satisfactorily, we'll give him a final offer to sign and then get him started. The only update I would give on the candidate himself is he does come with some significant experience. It is from out of state, but he's been working as a professional firefighter, paramedic for probably close to 5 years. So this isn't a green person. This is hopefully somebody who can really step in quickly, figure out how we do things, and provide another body on the engine and some really.
Great. And that'll take us up to 8? Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yes.
Okay,
Down one.
okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, we are getting apps. I just got another one in today for another qualified applicant too. So I
Great.
forwarded that on to be looked at.
Perfect.
I'll let the chief know.
I'll try not to get too excited.
Okay, the next item I have is in regards to D-space inspections. San Rafael has 5 D-space inspectors that are currently doing almost 900 property inspections in Marinwood, which also just, I think, emphasizes the strong partnership between our two communities, that we've allocated several of these D-space inspectors to do 900 or so property inspections. Also this year, Marinwood has been incorporated into the San Rafael's grant program. This not only streamlines the process for Marinwood residents, but it also increases the funds from $1,500 to $2,500 that they'd be eligible for. And this is for items such as home hardening and removal of flammable vegetation. So a lot of good work is being done in Marinwood right now regarding defensible space. Pleased to report.
Great.
And there's a picture of some of our D-space inspectors actually conducting the inspections in the report.
Chief, could I just add?
Yeah, please do.
With these inspections, when they're going through and they're doing them, the pamphlets that they're handing out, that not only tells them how to access their report, but also gives them information about the grant programs and everything else too. So it's all going to be handed to them at that time. Just trying to get the word out. A lot of times, people just don't even know that they're there and available for them. It's a limited pot of money, but hopefully it all gets used.
Yeah. Thank you. Last item is the ISO survey. About once every 5 to 10 years, the ISO comes around and evaluates the fire agencies. San Rafael and Marinwood are now currently engaged in this process. Some really interesting news is that based on our partnership, ISO is considering us one agency for this review instead of 2 separate agencies. It not only reduces the workload for us, but it just kind of also symbolizes the partnership and the strengthening that we have between the 2 agencies. So we're currently involved in that. It's going very well. Marinwood is currently a Class 2 agency, which is outstanding. You're basically in the top 5% of the nation when it comes to fire protection. The rating factors include fire department performance, staffing, the water system, training, public education, community risk reduction, and things like that. So you got to be really proud of your fire department, and we're excited to be able to submit one report this time for both San Rafael and Marinwood. I met with the ISO representative yesterday as we're furnishing him with all the necessary information, and it's going along quite well. So pleased to report. I always dread when the ISO comes around, but this time I have to admit it's actually going very well. So it's just a great deal of work.
Very cool.
So
Well, thank you for doing that work.
And that
Appreciate it.
concludes my report unless you have any questions.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? I was just gonna state, because I know we have a huge following on social media with these videos. Just like to get everybody to get your house inspected. We had a great inspection. We scheduled it. It was really easy. They were right on time. My house is in one of the pictures, so it's still there. Okay. And it was really actually very informative. So everybody go out and get your property checked.
Chris, on that, the 900 or so that they're examining now are the ones that are, kind of border what's known as the wildland-urban interface. Those are the ones that are being targeted. Any home can request an inspection,
Right.
and they'll come out and visit that home specifically.
Yeah, and there were a lot of. It was very easy to book an inspection. It was like I couldn't really easy.
Yeah, they showed up and knocked on your door.
No. I did mine. I prearranged mine.
Ah.
Yeah, so you can do it. They've got a calendar laid out for the next couple months, and you pick what time of day on the days that are available. It was fantastic. Yeah.
We've done that,
You didn't get 5.
just knock on the door one, and it was very informative, and they gave us all the information for the
Yeah.
grant stuff, and my husband took advantage of all that.
They
We
can
have a home
also
hardened house
schedule
now.
the grant. interview,
Oh, okay,
inspectors.
okay.
Yeah, you do need to have a full inspection to be qualified for the grant.
Right,
I know, I had it done, so
Perfect.
there we go.
Yeah, this will be-
All right.
did it a couple.
Anything from the public?
Did you just call this?
No? All right, there we go, I know, I got my notes. All right, Chief, thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate it, yeah. All right, moving on,
Everybody.
moving on to
Don't rush
item
out.
J, Park and Rec matters. Air conditioning, anyone?
I mean, it feels just fine here right now.
Like I said earlier, come back on Thursday.
you feel the breeze? I do,
Come back on Thursday. Because Murphy's Law,
Yeah.
shortly after approving next year's budget, we had a capital need arise. It wasn't necessarily on our radar. We knew that the systems were aged, but everything had been working fine up until that point. This is one of 2 roof-mounted units that failed, so we will likely, moving forward, budget for the second one. In the event that it happens, I'm not sitting here at a board meeting telling you about it, we're just fixing it. This is actually within my emergency expenditure authorization, but it wasn't budgeted, I'm bringing it to the board anyway. Thank you to Luke, who's gone out and done a lot of the initial legwork, just trying to contact as many qualified vendors as he can to come out, just give us a price on replacement. We did get a quote on simply repairing the unit, but given the age of this particular unit, it makes sense to spend a little bit more and just fully replace it with a new, better functioning unit, especially with summer coming up, because there's no guarantees that a repair would work, and they're certainly not going to warranty with any extended sort of warranty repair to a very old unit. Total cost we're anticipating is going to be somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000. It is due to the type of unit. This isn't like your standard blowers that you see just sitting there. It is a roof mounted, so access and everything else is going to be tricky for them to get the equipment up there. Obviously, we will be judicial in who gets selected, but cost isn't always the prevailing factor. Sometimes you get what you pay for, or you don't get what you don't pay for when it comes to this type of stuff. So I am seeking authorization to expend up to $20,000 to replace the failed AC unit. Again, it's something we want to jump on very quickly. And even though I mentioned the budget, I'm hoping to actually be able to pull this off and expend it within this fiscal year.
Great, hope you do.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause it's hot here, right?
Yeah. Any questions or comments?
Sounds reasonable.
All right, motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, public,
Do you guys want the air conditioning check?
does this air conditioner serve the fire department as well?
No.
No,
Okay.
all right,
Theirs is working.
Theirs was actually replaced just a few years ago.
okay, all right. Any other public comment? I'm gonna double down, no? All right, we've had our motion and our second, all those in favor?
Aye.
That we can't do.
Okay. Luke? It's all your,
Thanks, Chris.
yeah.
Well, the big news for the recreation department is that our big summer season starts on Monday, and we're,
Right.
we're ready, we're ready.
Ready or not,
Yeah.
kids are coming.
So this last few weeks has been a lot of organization and preparation and staff training, CPR classes for staff, and just getting everything in order. Things are coming together very well. I'm very pleased with where we're at on Tuesday before summer starts. Things are weirdly calm, and everyone seems to be things are moving in the right direction. This isn't made out of wood. So it's always a crazy week. We've got all the end of the year school parties going on. We had a party at the pool today. We had a single time party in the closer part of the park, and then another party at the far end of the park, all happening simultaneously. It was just like a happening place. And then we had a bunch of staff here just doing trainings and organization and a bunch of stuff. So it's been a very bustling community center park today, yesterday, and this last week. But things are going very well. And I'm feeling very good about the leadership staff that we have this year. They've been helping Robin and John Paul out with getting the schedules finalized, helping with the trainings. Everyone's working together very well. We have a really good crew of these like supervisors for camp and camp directors and senior lifeguards of the pool that have been coming back year after year and just really get what we're trying to do, understand, and things are working very, very well. So I'm feeling very encouraged about the summer to come. And our big pre-summer trainings take place this weekend. Both John Paul and Robin will be leading their staff. They're kind of like main staff training on Saturday. And leading up to that, there's like smaller trainings with different groups. Like John Paul was training the pool attendants today, the ones that do all the, checking in customers and things at the pool. And there'll be another like swim instructor training. But then the big all staff trainings are this weekend for both camp and pool, and that's always a big, great time to just get everyone on the same page, get everyone working together, and make sure everyone knows all the safety protocols, and just kind of get everyone in their sort of the groups and working together. So the trainings I've been doing this so long and inherited a pretty good training program when I started here, but it's really kind of the heart and soul of our program. One, for just like staff camaraderie and getting everyone to be on the same page and work well together, but also from the safety standpoint, we really do run a tight ship when it comes to dealing with emergencies, dealing with any issues, making sure that everyone is taking all the steps to make sure all the kids that are here are taken good care of and are safe. And so I'm very impressed with the training program that both John Paul and Robin are running, and looking forward to watching them do their final big hurrah this weekend, and feeling very good about that. And so we're excited, and I'm looking forward to Monday when everything kind of gets put in place. But this week it's kind of like, what can we get done? Check all the boxes, get all the last final things in place. So very, very exciting and busy around here, but things are going well. So happy to report that. Our first big summer event will be the first installment of Music in the Park, which takes place on Friday, June 26th. We've got a cool band that's never played here before called the Hot Takes. That'll be our first band. They're cool, like 80s new wave kind of band, but they do all originals. It's not a cover band, and I think they're gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a good time. And we've got a great lineup for
they're called the Hot Takes.
Yeah. The Hot Takes, yeah, yeah, they're gonna be cool, hot, cool, I don't know, good, you be the judge. Show up and you can tell me what you think. But once again, Marinwood Market will be providing food, and they've updated their menu and added a few new items, and they've kind of done an overhaul. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's all about. And we'll also have staff will be manning refreshments and candy, and I think we'll have Silverman's ice cream out there again. So should be great. Hope the weather's nice. But we're looking forward to another great music series and a great lineup for that. And in the middle of that, once again, will be our Summer Brew Fest, which is on July 25th. And so looking forward to doing the final thing for that as well. So on the recreation side of things, things are really coming into place, and we're feeling good about it. On the parks maintenance side, we've also been doing a lot of prep around the facility, a lot of just getting things cleaned up, pruned, fortified, stocking all the closets extra for the influx of kids coming through starting next week. But we also just wanted to report that I think since this group last met, we did complete the Creekside playground repairs. And I just want to thank staff for all the work they put into making that happen. We ended up having to replace like 4 platforms and a giant post and a couple other auxiliary things. This is a big project to get the playground back up and running, unfortunately due to a bunch of vandalism. And so far things are holding up, and hopefully these vandals move on. But yeah, there was a lot of the new components that we got. They make them differently, probably because the old ones were breaking, so they're more robust. But they definitely took some figuring out how to get them to work, and getting them in place was a lot of troubleshooting and modifying. And the staff worked really well to do that and get everything in place. It was a good team effort, and I'm feeling very good about that. And the playground is in great shape moving forward, and hopefully we can keep it that way. So we did a few extra modifications for some of the older components that weren't broken, adding some support where things were vulnerable on the ones that had, and hoping that those don't have to be replaced either. But we'll keep an eye on it. We did put some signs up about the vandalism, asking people to let us know and to keep an eye out. We've asked the sheriff to kind of do extra rounds around there, and so far, so good, so we're crossing our fingers about that. But that playground's in good shape as of now, and we're hoping it stays that way. And then the only other thing was really, we had a tree come down in the panhandle, or a tree branch breakdown was hanging over one of the auxiliary paths towards the creek. That was a hazard. Thankfully, a resident noticed it and roped off the area themselves and let us know, which was really helpful, and we were able to get one of our contractors out there to take care of it the next day, and so no one was having to deal with that and be in that hazardous area I think for very long. So things are looking good on that front, and yeah, that's all I really wanted to report on. Please let me know if anyone has any questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke, appreciate it. Thank you. Anybody, questions?
No, just thank you.
Yeah. And you were complimenting your leadership staff. That starts with you, I think. I think you work really hard and really appreciate what you do to set the tone for the entire park and recreation staff.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, the Lucas Valley fifth graders had a lot of fun today. So.
Oh, I'm glad. It seemed like they were having a blast out there, so.
That's cool. Public? No?
My kids are excited for next week, so.
Yeah.
Thomas, you live in the neighborhood, music in the park, you got the schedule. Come on down.
All right.
It's the place to be seen.
Board member items of interest?
And here. I won't say it. No, because you guys said it, but you're expecting me to say it, so now I won't say it. Now I'm gonna dig in my heels.
Okay. Okay.
But you can write it down anyways.
All right. I can't see. 7:48, adjourned. Thank you guys very much. Thank you guys for everything you guys all